Let's explain the Python syntax error. Multiple exception types must be parenthesized error. This error occurs when you're using a try-except block to handle multiple exception types, but you haven't enclosed those types within parentheses. Python requires parentheses to clearly group multiple exceptions. Let's look at examples to understand this better. The incorrect approach. Imagine you want to catch both type error and value error exceptions. Incorrectly, you might write Python try. Some code that might raise type error or value error result equals 10, 0. This will cause a zero division error except type error, value error, print, a type or value error occurred. This will produce the syntax error. Multiple exception types must be parenthesized because type error and value error aren't grouped. The comma separates them but doesn't define a tuple or list for simultaneous exception handling. 2. The correct approach. To fix this, you must parenthesize the exception types. Python try. Some code that might raise type error or value error result equal int hello. This will cause a value error except type error value error print a type or value error occurred. Now the code correctly handles both type error and value error. The parentheses create a tuple containing the exception types. If either a type error or a value error occurs, the except block will execute. 3. Handling multiple exceptions separately. You can also handle multiple exception types separately, each with its own except block. Python try, result equals int hello. This will cause a value error except type error, print a type error occurred. Except value error, print a value error occurred. This approach provides more specific error handling. Each exception type gets its unique response. 4. Catching a base exception. For broader exception handling, you might catch a base exception like exception. Python try, result equals 10, 0, 0 division. Error is a subclass of exception except exception as print an error occurred, E. This will catch a wide range of exceptions, but be cautious, as it might mask unexpected errors. It is generally better to handle specific exception types whenever possible. 5. The else and finally clauses. Remember that you can also use else and finally blocks with try-except statements. The else block executes if no exception occurs within the try block, and the finally block always executes regardless of whether an exception occurred or not. These help in cleaning up resources or performing actions after the try block. They remain unaffected by the error discussed and thus are important for error handling best practices. In summary, when handling multiple exception types in Python, always enclose them within parentheses in your except clause to avoid the syntax error. Multiple exception types must be parenthesized. Choosing between handling exceptions individually or grouping them depends on the level of specificity you require in your error handling logic. Remember, clear and well-structured error handling significantly improves the robustness and maintainability of your Python code.